and you're looking forward to an interesting session. So you're looking forward to an interesting session. We hope that you'll find these sessions interesting, yeah, and invite more people to join us from your region as well. And yes, so in case you've not dropped in the chat, please go ahead and drop in the chat. We would love to know who you are, where you're joining us from, and don't forget to turn on your cameras. Okay, so at least Okelo, you've already shared your GitHub link. Thank you very much for your proactiveness. This is exactly what we encourage during our sessions and in our community. Drums, you are joining from Thika. Nice, and it's your first time. Amazing. Wow, we have so many first-time members joining us. This is really, really great and humbling. Please do not forget to drop us your GitHub username so that we can invite you to our, the templates that you'll be needing to use from tonight henceforth. And then see Tandekile, you are joining from South Africa. Nice, welcome. This is amazing to see how much we've been able to create some adoption. And I hope that you actually find these sessions insightful and that you'll keep coming back and showing up because it takes the whole community and the whole ecosystem to make this happen. And I see Ruth Ogutu. Nice to see you, Ruth. Being consistent in showing up, and you are joining from Kenya. Nice. We hope that you actually already, understand what's going on and that you can drop your GitHub usernames in the chat. I see you, Anthony. Nice. You are one of the OGs from the first cohort. Lovely to see you've been very, very consistent. Keep up scaling yourself. We hope that you find these sessions more impactful progressively as you move on. I see you, Kevin. Nice. So Kevin, I know you're from Kenya, and you are expecting to learn on best case studies of gamification usage in Avalanche. Nice. I hope that hopefully this becomes really, really an exciting session for all of us. I see you, Emmanuel, you're joining from Ruaka, Nairobi. Nice. Lovely to see that you're a backend developer, native app developer is what you specialize on. It's your first time here and you're excited to learn about gamification. Lovely to say that. Amazing. So then I think I'm seeing Vincent, I'm seeing Sitan Dekile. You've dropped your GitHub username. Please keep dropping your username, keep dropping them. We would love to invite you to the right organization and give you the right templates that you need to start building. Amazing, amazing. So keep dropping your names in the chat. I see so many people, 20 plus people on the chat, but only a handful have sent in their, their names, where they're joining us from, and the GitHub usernames. So if you're on the call and you can hear me, go ahead and send those because that's very, very important, especially for these next few minutes that are going to be with you here. Okay. Just before I get into the declarations, I see so many of you continue to drop in, which is great. I see Yosef. Yay, shout out to you, Yosef, joining from Egypt. Nice. Love to see it. I hope that you can find these sessions impactful and insightful as well. All right, so on to our next very important session, and this is where you now lock in. Okay, so before we get into locking in, I want you to just pause for a minute and just breathe. Okay. Just breathe, and then we're going to start shortly. So we will just get into some breathing activity. Yes, so just breathe in and out. We're going to breathe in and out 3 times, just slowly, no rush at all. Okay, so let's go together. So breathe in. And out. So as you're breathing in and out, just hold for a moment and then before you breathe out, okay? So I'll do this 2 more times. Breathe in. And out. One more last time. Let's all breathe in together. And out. Okay. Amazing. So finally, as you're settling in, happy that you'll be present as we get started. So we will now get into our declarations. I hope you can say it with us. Say it like you mean it, because this is exactly who you are, okay? So we will, if you can unmute, feel free to unmute so we could say it all together. But if you feel like you just want to mute yourself and say it on your own, then that's okay. But we will start saying our declarations in the next 3, 2, 1. So let's say the declarations together.
I'm a builder, I belong in space.
I bring my focus,
curiosity, and courage today.
Relate,
I
time, discussion about the
my God, here.
I am teaching others to build real solutions. I am proud
Part of a community that lifts each other up. Every day, one step closer to my vision.
I'm a builder in this space. I bring my full focus on curiosity and courage today. I'm not too late. I'm always on time. I ask questions boldly. My voice matters here. I'm learning my play and teaching others to build real solutions. I'm part of a community that lifts each other up. Today, I take one step closer to my vision.
Wow, amazing. Let's clap for each other. Let's clap for ourselves because, yes, it takes boldness. And yeah, you are here for exactly that. So I love the confidence that you have. I love the so far the active participation. Again, if you're just joining in, please turn on your cameras. Would love to see you. Would love to put a face to a name as we are getting started. Amazing. So you all are the real OGs for this cohort, and super proud of you all. Okay. So now I have just realized that you have so many first members are joining our call tonight. So I would love to now see it from yourself. So where are you actually in your Web3 journey? So are you totally new and it's your first time hearing about Web3? Give us an A in the charts. If you have heard the terms but have not built anything so far, give us a B in the charts. If you have experienced a little, about wallets, NFTs, etc., give us a C. And if you've built something in your tree before, give us a D. And if you are already shipping and just here to level up, give us an E. So I'm going to check into the charts right now just to see where most of us are in our Web3 journey. So Okello, I see Okello, you are, you built something in Web3 before. And hopefully you're going to build something on Web3 on Avalanche on this session, right? And I see Joseph, you of course you are already shipping and you're just here to level up. I see Immaculate, you built something before. I hope you're gonna be building some gamified solutions as well. I see Emmanuel, Sam, you built something in Web3 before. I hope you're gonna get a chance to build something on this call. I see Collins, you are experienced a little, about wallets, about NFTs. Amazing. I hope that by the time this session or this cohort comes to an end, you'll be somewhere at D or E. And then I see Ontita, you are already shipping and you're just here to level up. Nice. That's really cool to see. I see Sintan Dekile, you've heard about the terms but have not built anything. Hopefully you get to build something out of this cohort. I see James, you are new. Welcome to the amazing community. We hope that you'll find this session very, very helpful, very impactful, insightful, and that you get to start building on Web3. I see you, Anthony. Anthony, you're building already, shipping, and just here to level up. Love to say that. I see Emmanuel, you're also new. Welcome to the amazing community. I hope that you get to, learn something from this cohort and you'll be able to build something out of this. I see Core. I don't know if this is your real name, but Core, you definitely heard about the terms, but I've not built anything. Hopefully, you get a chance to build something. I see Immaculate Emmanuel Kariusi, sorry, you are new here, so welcome to this community. We love to see you. We welcome new members in our community all the time, and we hope that you actually, stay longer because hopefully you'll find your community that you've been looking for. And George, I see you're already shipping and just here to level up. Shout out to you, George. I see Lawrence as well. You're already shipping and just here to level up. Sounds good. I love it. I see ingredients, Finley, you are already, you've experimented a little, about wallets and NFTs. Love to say that. So if you're here and you've not dropped your, you've not participated in the poll, please go ahead and just drop us in the chat because we would love to see exactly where you are at. Okay, cool. So in case you're here and you have not registered for Mini Hack, so this is the opportunity for you to scan the QR code and register. So this QR code is going to take you to, let me see. This QR code is going to take you to Luma, where we have all the upcoming events happening on there. So you want to scroll through and check out which ones you would love to RSVP. So if I'm being the devil's advocate, I will take you straight to the Game Jam Night of Code. So this is happening on the 24th of July, and we were going to have a hybrid session just to accommodate everybody that is joining us from different parts of the continent. And this Game Jam, the Night of Code, is going to happen at Blockchain Center right here where we are at right now. And it's going to be a 12-hour straight of just building gamified solutions on Avalanche. It's going to happen from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in Nairobi, so you all are welcome. We will have some refreshments, some snacks, running throughout the night, great vibes, amazing, connecting with amazing builders in the space, in the ecosystem, so you all are welcome. If you've not registered, one last chance, please scan the QR code and RSVP for our upcoming Game Jam Nights of Code. So even if you're going to join in virtually or if you're going to show up IRL, it's very important that you actually register for these events and upcoming initiatives, right? So I hope by now you have actually scanned the QR code and that you have keeps updating actually for some reason, right? So I will just come here. Resources on here for you to start exploring, right? So I advise you to go in and set it up right there and ensure that you actually create an account, right? And of course, you see here it shows you connect wallet. So for you to be able to access things like testnets that you'll be needing, you actually need a wallet. And so the wallet that you need for this initiative and for this purpose is Core Wallet. So you once you get your Core Wallet, then you'll be able to actually just have a seamless experience as you're starting to build. And then so that link actually has so many information. As you can see here, we have great documentation. If you want to learn more about the Avalanche network itself, the nodes, APIs, tools that you need for you to get started to build. In fact, this is very important. You could see AI and LLM. They're very new. They're just being added, and they keep adding more information and more resources for you to make it easier for you to actually build on Avalanche. We have more. You have the ecosystem. You can explore the ecosystem here. Check out the ecosystem map, and yeah, hopefully you get to see so many solutions that are being built on Avalanche, and you can borrow a few concepts or a few ideas from any of this. Okay, so that's just a quick overview of where to get all this information from, in case you're wondering where to get started from. All right, so quickly we'll just now go back to our presentation. So now that you've understood that, so hopefully you get to explore as soon as now. So I'm trying to share my other screen. Just 1 minute. Screen. Yep. All right. Great. Now that you've understood what kind of offers we have with the Academy, Avalanche Academy, Entrepreneur Academy, all explains. We also have some internship opportunities. These ones occur they're not recurring, but like we always look for talent and we always recruit for talent. So if you're here and you are an experienced developer, you've already gone through the Avalanche Academy, you understand the Avalanche ecosystem, then you will stand a chance to get an internship opportunity whenever they actually arise. So quickly, I'll just go into our mission. So maybe you're here, this is your first time to join any of our sessions, and you're wondering, who are these people? What is Team1 and what are we actually doing? So Team1 is global entity. It's a global community that empowers builders that are building on Avalanche. So we are building a community and cultivating builder culture that actually supports and onboards founders and startups. We hope that you can become the clear arm for the Avalanche Foundation, for the community side of things, in terms of doing events and adoption and awareness on Avalanche, basically scaling the Avalanche network globally. So far, what we are focusing on is creating impact. So this impact is regional impact. So we are looking to create organic putting together localized experiences for different ecosystem members in our community, basically. And of course, scaling Avalanche regionally through repeatable and proven playbooks. And of course, we are here to build a builder community. So giving builders clear pathways from onboarding until they ship, kind of what you're gonna do here tonight. And of course, growing base of builders, shipping real products on Avalanche and actually taking them to market. And of course, scaling the Avalanche network, like I had mentioned. So Avalanche is built for businesses. Avalanche is built for institutions. If you are here and you are a gamer, Avalanche is big on gaming, and we support the gaming ecosystems, gaming industry at large. And this is why we are here to empower more gamers in the ecosystem. So again, this is the resource hub. So if you click on this QR, if you scan this QR code, it will take you to our link tree. So this link tree has important links where we are actively engaging on Telegram and on WhatsApp. So we hope that you can actually, join our communities on WhatsApp, join our communities on Telegram, and yeah, get to start to engage with the members of the community as well. I'll give you one moment to just scan the QR code. And yeah, you should see all the information in there. All right, and so yeah, so that is Team 1. That is Team 1 Africa, and we hope that you can be able to scale Avalanche together globally, yeah, through your collaboration. So I will pause here for 1 second as I invite our next speaker to hop on and take us to the next session. And again, if you have any questions, do not shy away from asking all your questions, because no question is a dumb question, and we hope that each one of you get to actively engage and actively participate during the sessions. So yeah, so just quickly, I will recap from where we left until where we are at right now. So where did Thursday leave us? So if you are new here, we always meet every Tuesday and every Thursday, same time, 8 p.m. East African time zone. So last week we had a very great session where we got into the mechanics, explored badges, strikes, basically different years that you can be able to incorporate it in your gamified system. Again, we went through the architecture, the smart contracts, one ledger, events everywhere, and identify that composition is actually the go-to skill that you actually need as you're building these gamified solutions. And of course, we have quests. So we have weekly quests that we encourage everybody to actually engage, because through engaging with the quest, then you are able to see exactly where you're at and see where you're stuck, so that we can actually be able to help you. And the jam, this is the game jam. So the game jam is not tomorrow, it's actually on the 24th. It's happening on Friday, 24th of July, this week on Friday, actually, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. at Blockchain Center. And of course, tonight's first half, we're going to explore the money layer, incentives, tokens, reward systems, budgets that can go into insolvent. So that's more like the recap of what we actually did and kind of what to expect for this session. So I think tonight's agenda is going to be a double header. Right, so part 1, we're going to explore the money layer from a points mapping to a real ERC20 incentivized token, and of course, exploring incentives largely, writing the smart contracts for incentive token. So this is going to write using Solidity. So if you're here and you have experience in writing Solidity's contract, then you're at a better place. But if you're here and you're wondering, what is this Solidity? Don't worry, because you're about to know more about this shortly. And then of course, why play to earn died, and solvency by design. So the discipline that separates us, and of course, redemption design, coalition loyalty via the interchain messaging, and a worked economic example. And then of course, we'll get into the jam briefing, logistics, the 6 problem statements, the judging rubric, the nice timeline, and of course, you will get your quests at the end of this session. So this is my cue, and I will invite Joseph to take it over from here to now share what he had planned for us tonight. So Joseph, if you can hear me, just confirm and we could get started. So guys, let's appreciate Joseph as he's coming on board. Give him some encouragement. Yes, give him some encouragement. It's very, very important. Nice, 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 nice. Amazing. Love it. Yes, Joseph, courage away.
Hi everyone. Can I see some reactions if you can hear me? Nice, nice, nice. Thank you. Okay, let me start by sharing my screen. Just share my entire screen. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Joseph Mangin. I go by Squatch in the Web3 space. I'm a Totem's founder and CEO for Elon Labs and Metal Sync, and I'm the technical lead for Team1 Kenya. So, we've already gone through all this and the mission and all that. So, I want us to get started straight ahead. So, for tonight's mission, this is what we have planned for you guys. So number one is, these are the three things that you will be leaving today with. That is, number one, an ERC20 incentive token. You'll have like a clear understanding, line by line, on how they look like, how to write it, Second one is something that you call a solvency model. So you will get to understand a solvency model, how you can defend to a judge, or CFO, and so much so forth. And the one that matters most is the game jam, the problem, locked in before Friday. So the thesis. So a reward program is actually a promise, whereby. Give me a second. So a reward program is a promise. I like addressing it in that perspective. It is every point you issue is a promise to give you something later. So with Web2 loyalty, what happened was the Web2 loyalty, it used to break that promise quickly via devaluations, expiries, the program changes, the play to earn. It actually broke it loudly and died in public. So tonight we learn to make promises the chain won't let us break. So for our tokens, they carry their budget in the code. That is via what we call, they are now immutable in the constructor, and then that single idea is a competitive advantage for your game jam judging criterion. So, sorry, I think it just skipped a lot. Yeah. So from mapping to tokens, this is where we are getting started. So honest question first. Loyalty points, they work. Why change anything? Very simple. Because because the mapping, it is actually a private dialect that actually only your own contract is speak to it. And that is what you call the ERC20. And this ERC20, it is now the shared language of the entire ecosystem. Don't worry. Someone is going to jump in and explain it to you in detail. So your token, it appears in Cohort automatically. Your token, it appears on Cohort automatically, and then the Explorer, it understands it. So every tool supports it. Then there's the second one that you call now okay, let me just call it IP, which is the interoperability. So for the interoperability, an ERC20, it moves across these contracts, apps, and via the ICM that you have. So it moves across the chains and the brands, from point A to point B. And standards means the audits. So we have something that we call the Open Zeppelin. So for Open Zeppelin, it's actually the most battle-tested code in the entire Solidity and all the smart contract ecosystem. So you will inherit like a very detailed, like a decades security review that's going to be completely free. So let me talk about this. Let me mention this, and then I invite Actually, don't know if he's on the call. Ronex, are you on the call? Let me see reaction if you're here. Let me see just one reaction. Nice. So let me just say this one statement and then he's going to talk about it. So in 60 seconds of standards, the ERC20, it is basically what defines the fungible tokens. Remember from session 2 and session 3 what we were talking about. So what happens here now? Every unit identical, like points or shillings, they inherit it and you get for free. That is balance of transfer, approve or transfer from, total supplies. What am I forgetting? And then there's a transfer event. So every indexer on Earth already listens for all this, the balance of transfer, approve, transfer from, and all those. So the decimals, they mean the token subdivide. And then after they subdivide, they now design your unit. And the punchline is we actually inherit all these from Open Zeppelin. And you add 3 things. That is a budget cap, a redeem ban, and a transfer policy, which is now what you're going to be diving in deeper. So let me pass it to Ronex. Ronex, I think you're going to take less than 5 minutes explaining this in deeper. Feel free to unmute, Ronex.
Okay, James, everyone. Okay, just a point of correction. Okay, how many minutes do I have?
Like 5 minutes.
5 minutes, 5 minutes. Oh, literally. Okay. For 5 minutes, I'm just going to walk you through just the code. Yeah, because maybe for me, I just envision if maybe I can get maybe 10 minutes, I can be able just to do something from scratch.
Okay, 10 minutes is nice.
I don't know if I'm allowed to just take 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, nice. Okay, before maybe I share my screen, just maybe you can do something like real quick, just do from the scratch. So I'm just about just to pose a question here. Okay, so literally, okay, you can just drop the answer in the chat. So I'm just going to ask, what's the difference between a coin and a token? You can just drop your answers in the chat, guys. Okay. So really, just as the wages I've just said, I'm just going to use maybe 10 minutes up to maybe 57. Okay, so really, we have the standards started the ERC. Yeah, because previously we had some. I can say we have some standards. For example, you can say we find some tokens have 6 decimal places, others have 18 decimal places. So that was before these standards was initially incorporated by all the other maybe parties, the likes of Tether, Circle, etc. So as you can find, we also find so for example, these 2 stable coins, Tether and Circle, the USDC, both of them have six decimal places, while others like the DAI, the links, they have around 18 decimal places. So really before that one, so we had some already we come up with a standard not the Ethereum come up with a standard. They propose an EAP ERC20, which for that standard literally just for us just to be able just to take these tokens and be able just to create from the standard so that we can have one clearable standards just for the tokens. Okay, maybe you want just to build with me just maybe within the next 8 minutes the ERC20 just from the scratch, from the interfaces up to the contract which is being consumed, of which for currently we just use from Open Zeppelin because it's already been tested out, the bugs and stuff. You can just maybe open up your remix just an IDE, online IDE. I think maybe I can just drop the link on the chat. Whoever may want to just to try this one. Yeah, but after the call, I'm just going to share the repository. Okay, so basically, so really we have the ERC20 interface, which I can just curate is first here. So it is not a contract, it's an interface. Yeah, okay, sorry to the newcomers who maybe haven't interacted with any smart contracts. Yeah, so already here we have like an ERC20 interfaces. So already for the interface, like we have some functions. For example, I can have like a function, literally like we have some already 6 main functionalities from the function for like approving the tokens, supply, and total allowances. We're just going to start with the total supply. So already for total supply, just for checking out like the maximum cap of a token, like in the circulation, or maybe just minted. Yeah, it's always like an external functionality. Yeah, literally for all the function under the interface, all have the like an external functionality. Those are visibility. Yeah, maybe you know them about the external, public, and internal, private, etc. Yeah, really for that one, like just return like your int20. Literally, these are just like can say variables like input variables. We have ERC20. From there, we have like another function called the balance of, just to track the balance of users. Yeah, okay, literally for this one, just like take an address which is an account. Yeah, literally just like an Ethereum address, as well as an external view function, because they are return like something from the state, the storage state. Yeah, as well like it returns like in 256, that's the balance. Yeah, from there we have like another function, which is the transfer function. Just a moment, we have another transfer function, which take like an address for the recipient, then and takes as well as an amount, and as just an external, because all the interface functions just have to be like created as external. Yes, yeah, and just return a boolean. Yeah, apart from that one, you have like another one, like the transfer from. Yeah, really, okay. Literally, we have some difference here. We have the difference between transfer and transfer from. Yeah, literally for transfer from is where like you allow like maybe a spend another contract just to spend your token, you just give it some permission just to spend it. Yeah, and for the transfer from, you have like an address, you just take like an address, the sender, the sender of it. Apart from the sender, you have like the recipient and the amount. Yeah, as well as it's return the boolean. From there, we have the allowance. And for really for the allowance, just take like the like an address, that is the address of the sender or maybe an owner. Apart from the owner, just another take an address just for the spender, just for them to allow, for example, another smart contract just to spend your token. Just like the way Uniswap does it. For example, when you interact with Uniswap, you first like approve it, then Uniswap can as well just take maybe your token and be able just to spend it in the vaults. Yeah, this one just return like in 56. I guess I have like one function remaining. That is the approve function. With the approve function, you just take like the address of the spender and like an amount just to approve like another contract just to spend your tokens. Yeah, even this one return a boolean. Okay, so maybe I'm just going to post there. Maybe I just hear from you from your marks, literally. Okay, so literally, like I ask you a question between like what is a token and what is a coin. Yeah, so I guess maybe someone can answer it up before I set the other contract. Anyone?
Okay, my view is from what I'm familiar is the difference between a coin and a token. A coin is like a coin has its own native blockchain, like for Avalanche, Avax, whereas for a token, it is actually built on top of an existing blockchain.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Really, I can say that one is correct. Yeah, because like a coin is the native token for a chain. For example, like when we go maybe to like Avalanche, the Avax, and other tokens which are just built on top of them at the likes of USDC. Yeah, so really, for example, when you build like your own custom token, you usually like implement, you usually like import something from OpenZeppelin, like the ERC20. So literally this, literally, I guess we can build that. We can build that content from scratch, but I guess we don't have much time. So maybe I'm just going to switch up to like a code base. Yeah. So literally, let me just open my ERC20 here. I hope you guys can see my screen on the code side. Okay, so really what I've just talked about is just the ERC20, like the interface. So these are the 6 most interface which you need to apply, and because I want to be like a token standard, that's why I have like the ERC20, and I've already like imported like the ERC20 interface. That is the ERC20 interface. So this is how like we do like importation as well as inheritance in smart contracts. Yeah, so as you can see here, so really, so I need to implement like a contract which are exactly like this interface, that the interface for the ERC20, of which I have the total supply. As you can see, you have some mapping, of which is just mapping from accounts, that's the addresses and the amount. I'm just going to put in the balance of, as well as on the allowance, just the owner, the spender, on the allowance side. From here, we have like 3 things: the name of the token, the symbol of the token, the decimal. Then we have 2 events, which we are going to emit for like every like the 6 incorporated interfaces functionality. That is the transfer approval. As you can see, like we have some index like maybe in the transfer and the approval. So this one just like help when you try just to consume maybe your DApp or maybe a smart contract like in another interface using maybe the likes of GraphQL, an example, because it just like allow easy like read from the outside world. From there we have like a constructor here. Yeah, just taking like the basic thing, the name, the symbol of the token, the decimal. Yeah, just simple like matching them 1-to-1 like from the storage up there. Then here we have like a transform functionality. As you can see, for the balance of is a mapping of an address and an amount. So totally for transfer, I'm just going to deduct like amount from the sender, and I'm going just to credit like the recipient. Yeah, then just emit an event. As well as on the approve side, we have like the allowance side. For example, I'm just like giving some permission for another smart contract just to be able to spend my token, just the way like Uniswap Aave works. Like you have to approve for your token to be moved from like your own maybe account to the smart contract, the vaults. Here we have the transfer from. Yeah, we have so the transfer from and the transfer, they are 2 different things. For example, if maybe I just consume this like the token and in the same smart contract and just like build one. So for the transfer, just going to move like the tokens like directly from the smart contract which is calling it from. But for example, if I want just to be able to like to engage with that party from another token, I mean that party contract from another token, this way I'm using the transfer from, where I need just to give like the permissions for another contract to consume my tokens. Then have the like the mint token. So for the mint token, just for you just to be able to be credited, and from there we just like add it to the total supply as well. You have the ban functionality just to remove it from the circulations. That, as you can see from the mint function, yeah, I'm transferring from address 0 up to like to my account, maybe to the address 2, and for the ban just from like my address to address 0. Now from there you can come here and build your own token, consuming that smart contract which we just build it there. That is the ERC20.sol. So literally, this is what just being imported from the OpenZeppelin directly. So literally, you can just maybe come there and just maybe like import something like this one. Yeah, maybe like add OpenZeppelin, something like that one, and around like contracts, around tokens, around like ERC20. Then ERC20. So literally as you can see, this contract, when you open the link to this contract, literally whatever is implemented there, you're going to find like it's like this the whole of the thing, which is just implemented under the OpenZeppelin, just to be able just to create your own tokens. Yeah, but currently we have like some another versions which they added like another functionality like the likes of like updates. So literally for the update, it just do like, for example, the transfer like all at the same line. Yeah, so basically that's about like the ERC20, the standard where it's coming from. Yeah, from here, I'm just going to leave for yourself just to complete the smart contract.
Okay. Thank you so much. So now you have like a clear understanding on what we are now talking about, right? So I've actually answered some of your questions in the chat. For the code base, all that will be available in the talent index. So Ronex, can you maybe check your messages, and then you can copy the link once you've done that and share it here. Okay. For some of these questions, I'll address them. I'll address them afterwards. And if you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. Okay. Just do it very fast. So once you've copied your URL, I hope you can see my terminal. So let me navigate to something else. Okay. So once you've copied the URL, head over and clone it. And as you're cloning it, once you're done, you need now to navigate to that folder. So let me navigate to it, and then since I'm using VS Code, I'm going to open it up on VS Code. So far, if you're together, let me see some reactions. Let me see some reactions here. Nice, nice. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Immaculate. Thank you, Lawrence, Beryl. Nice. So this is going to take very few minutes. So once we've done that, all the guidelines, the commands that we are going to be using are all in the same code base. So from the README, also how to contribute, the contribution guidelines and all that, they're all listed here. So as it started, the first step was forking the repo, and then you clone it to your device. So yeah, there so far. Here we are. So as you can see, let me just open my README here. Okay, here we go. And nice. So let's get started. So you already forked it. The next step is now you need to copy the environment variables. So for you to do that, all the commands are listed here. So for you to do that, just run this command. Just need to run this command. Copy the environment variable from example and put it in this file. So once you do that, a new file will be available here. And then I hope you all remember where to get your private key. So for you to get your private key, if you're using, okay, I guess my PC it's misbehaving. So for you to get your private key, let me just head over to my browser. And open it. So for those using Cowallet, you need to have manually created your account so as you can have access to your private key. So once you're there, click on your extension, make sure then click on your account, and then you're going to see an extra button asking you for options that is going to list options. So let me just navigate there. This is my Cowallet extension. Just give me a minute. My PC is running a lot of things behind. I guess I'll just close some of them. Let me just close this. I don't think we need this. Yeah. So once you open your core extension, click. Just give it a minute. Just give it a minute. But as this is running in the background, so once you configure your .env, you now need to install all your prerequisites that you have. That is the hard hat configuration, that is for deployment, compiling and all that. So what do we do? So what we do, you need to run npm install. Run npm install. Then it's going to install all your dependencies. So make sure that it's running in the background as we are getting our, as I'm showing you how to get your private key. Okay, here we go. Just open your core extension, enter your password. Just give it a minute. Give it a minute. I don't know why it's taking this long. Nice. So once you're here, once you're on your wallet, click on account, and then you'll see an option here. So click on options, and then scroll down, you'll see show private key. So click on show private key, enter your password. It's going to be revealed, copy your key, and then head over back to your .env and add your private key there. So I hope we are together so far. Looks like our dependencies have installed. So to confirm, let me just check. Add version, nice, works. So There we are. So now we have all our dependencies installed. Now let's check now on the contract. Who's lost? Who's lost? I hope you're all together. I hope you're all on the same page. I hope you're all on the same page. Okay, nice. So promote from the presentation that you just move on to the next steps. That's how you're going to get the private key. What's the question? Okay. Nice. You see it all together so far. So far, so good. Okay, Chroma. Go ahead.
Sorry, it was by mistake.
Okay, sure. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Silas and the team are going to be helping me through that. Okay, nice. Sorry guys, I think my screen has just frozen. Let me just reload this. Or Silas, can you share your screen from your end? Okay.
Okay.
Can you try sharing your screen from your end?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just. How do I claim a badge? I don't know if that question is directed. Junior, I don't know who the question is directed to, but provide some clarity. Should I demo the code base?
Yeah, the code base.
Okay. Here it is. Anyway. Okay. Are you going to proceed or?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
are you the one, like, are you continuing with the presentation or like, I thought like I was sharing the screen so that you can use it to proceed with your presentation.
Yeah. Let me now resume. Okay. So here we are. So let's start from the first. From the last session, line one, we had talked about when you're writing a smart contract, you always start with your license. That is the license, and then the pragma that is not familiar to us. And then now after that, you now need to now import OpenZeppelin. So that is directly from what we've been guided through. So this is where we now stand. We are now standing on the standard. We are not rewriting it. So for you to install this, you need to run forge install. Let me just paste the command here. Let me just paste the command here in the chat. For you to install this, you need to run this command. And then you'll have Open Zeppelin installed. So after you've done that, so this import, it basically works, and it's actually well documented in the repo and all that. So the next part, that is now line 13. So what this does, the is now the keyword of the inheritance, and this is now an ERC20. So what this contains, it is now contains our rules. So once you do that, you need the two state variables. That is the issuer. Let me start with the issuer. So for the issuer, from that session running, from what it said, is basically the same pattern, and by now you know why. So, and the start of the night is now the public immutable cap. So can you highlight on line 15? Yeah. So basically, this is what contains this. So the immutable, it actually means it is set once in the constructor, and you can never change it. Not by the issuer, not by us, or not by anyone. So next, moving on, it's now the constructor. So the constructor, what it does, it takes the cap, it calls the ERC20 constructor with a name and a symbol that we are now calling Duca rewards. So Duca now, this is yours will now differ. So if you want, you can call it let's say Silas, or you can call it mangoes or apples. So yours will differ, and the store, and now this. So the Duca now, this is what now stores the cap. So once you do this, you now set it once, and once you set it once, it now becomes immutable forever. So when a client can ask, like, can the program be inflated later? No. So the correct answer is going to be like not possible. Why? Because of what you have done. It is now immutable. You've already set it once. So next, you're moving now to the issue reward. So for the reward, this is now the budget enforced minting. So total emitted, what this does, this is the lifetime rewards created. It is now, this is an event that is the reward issued, same shape as from the last session, and then now comes the function. So for the function, the issue reward, this is only the issuer only. This is what we call now the business gate. This now becomes the business gate to the business that you are creating this smart contract to. So it is a business gate, as same as always. So then we move on to the next, which is so far from where we are right now. We now have the issuer. We've already set the cap. Now I need us now to move to now the redeem. So for it to redeem, so what the redeem does, it actually burns on redeem again and again and again. So let me just talk about it in slow perspective. So redeem, what you notice is the third time in this cohort. I have actually talked about this in the last session, in the previous session. Feel free to go check out the YouTube videos, and can be able to understand this even better. So there's no issuer gate. It is something that we call, it is a self-service pending and its own ownership one more time, each and every time. So Let's go down. Let's move down. Let's move to the transfer policy. Now, the next thing is now the transfer policy. And for this now we use the closed loop, but it's the open loop. So this is actually the last piece of the entire code base. So whereby we have a merchant mapping and now the approved redemption partners. And then the update, what this does, so for it to update, we use the keyword override. So in OpenZephyr, the version 5 of the ERC20, for every movement of tokens, we either mint, burn, transfer, and all this, it flows through one internal function that we now call the update. So what this does, it actually, like, yeah, I'm looking forward on how I can explain it from a beginner perspective, since I've seen most of you are new to this. It basically overrides it and it makes you have control of it all in one place. Yeah. Then we now move to the economics. So for the economics, that's now the play to earn. Now that's the drive. Don't worry. I think the code base that is not added there, but don't worry. You'll get the update there soon. So now for the economics, this is what you call the autopsy of the entire thing, because this code's credibility, it actually rests on repeating itself. So what actually killed the play to earn? It's something that we call the emissions with mock-up, rewards being printed faster than any sync, could burn through them. And yeah, let me just limit most of the presentation because that's going to be too deep. But tomorrow we'll have like a video out explaining all this from a simpler perspective. So yeah, let me pass it to Silas now, who's going to explain the deployment script, and then now we can start the deployment.
Oh, okay, I wasn't muted. So, okay, so up to now, we have understood the code base. We have updated our ENV. You need to be able to update this ENV so that you can be able to deploy. So if you have copy pasted your private key from Wallet, this is the time to now open the ENV file, right, and paste your private key here. So this is the only thing we need. So for me, I had the same issue with Okello. My co-wallet was created with a social account, and so I cannot be able to view my private key directly. So what I did instead is I created a local account using Avalanche CLI. This is a tool that we have been learning about or hearing about for a very long time. For those of you who haven't, I'd advise to just do a quick search Avalanche CLI, and then you see how to create a key and how to get its private key. So for me, you'll see that I have a key here that is on Fuji, and it has AVAX tokens, because to deploy a contract and to interact with it, you need AVAX tokens because you're eventually going to be paying gases. So for me, I have like a lot of keys here I've created. It's very easy to create, very easy to fund. So I'm going to take this one, test 2, because you see it has like some AVAX. So for me to get the private key, I just say Avalanche key export, then the name of the key, which is test 2. And then it gives me this private key. So this one is the one that I'm going to use in here. So I might prefill it with the OX prefix so that we don't get an error. I'm going to write this and quit. And then on the other side, on the VS Code, so just make sure that you have that set up so that you don't encounter weird scenarios when you're trying to deploy and you don't have a private key, because it will eventually fail. So do that. I think this here is still on the main branch. That's why it's not showing the env file, but make sure that you have your private key, because that is very important for the commands that we're going to be running here. So after doing that, it's always good to like do a test so that to make sure like everything is working as expected, because this is like the final step that you're doing before you deploy. So just at the root of the repo, just run npx hard hat test. So it's going to run the 7th test, I believe. And if they are passing, then I think you're good to deploy your contract. So there's a very good script here. And I think it's coming from the scripts folder here. So if you know a little bit of JavaScript, you can have a look at this code, try to understand what it's doing. Basically, it's just like using your private key, reading the files, the folder files, and interacting with the Avalanche network to deploy your particular contract using Ethers. So Ethers is our 3 library. So not a requirement for you to look and understand this code, but just know that it was provided for you to run it and you can be able to deploy. So the good thing about this session is that I have not run this particular code, but I hope that nothing will go wrong, because the script is provided is like is very good. So it's deploying the contracts. So just have to give it a bit of time. Oh, sorry. I think I'm in the wrong folder. Let me just do that again. So like run that run that command. I had run it from an older folder, so I wasn't really paying attention. But anyway, run it from that particular. I think I'm doing this in the wrong folder. Just a moment. I get everything right. So this is the previous one that the previous cohort that we were doing. So it doesn't hurt to like run it, no problem. But I think the one we are looking for is this repo. So please switch to this repo. And that's why the env was also not appearing, because this was the wrong repo. So just do the step again. Get your private key, copy the env example to the env, open the env file, go to your private key, insert your private key there, make sure that it has the OX prefix, right? Confirm that it's there. Yeah, it's there. And then run npx hard hat test to run any tests that are available in that particular smart contract. It may need to install this. Yeah, so the env is here. So make sure you have this env key. And the readme that we're using, it's this one here. So we have run this particular command. We have everything, the private key. We are now running the test. It's always good to run the test. It's not like a requirement, but it's always good to run the test. And then after running the tests, we can now use this particular script here that I've shown you to deploy the contract. So in another tab, I'm just going to run that one as we wait for the test to complete. Okay, so hard hat needs to be installed. So this is going to take a while. I don't know if for you guys if it has already installed, but this one is going to take a while. Depending on your internet connection, 3 to 5 minutes. Then after doing that, it will run the test command, and then you'll be able to deploy. So I think it's failing to install. Okay, that is not good. Using npm. I don't know how hard hats usually behave that, but anyway, let me try and install it globally. I thought I had it. So again, if you don't have hard hat, try and install it using the command that you have been given there. But I'm going to assume that everything went well for you guys. So we're going to start from the testing command. I don't know, Joseph, is this like the expected behavior? I don't know why hard hat is not working because I had run npm install before.
Maybe we can try.
Because I initially had that installed, but right now I don't know what's.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so I'm not supposed to install it globally, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So guys,
Let's see if it's going to pass.
work. Okay.
Yeah. I guess this is why I actually prefer Foundry.
Yeah. Let me pause. I saw the script and I thought this would be nice because we just have to run the script. But anyway, it's just installation. Now let's try running the tests and see if that goes well. Yeah. It's supposed to be in the repo. Okay. So after adding a private key, it's advisable that you run npm install hard hat, right? And then now you run the tests, right? Most of them will pass because Joseph is a very good engineer, I guess. So most of them will pass, and then now it's time to deploy. Now you just use the command again.
Maybe
yes.
you can take the question on the chat before you continue.
Before you continue, okay. I'm seeing permission denied when I'm trying to compile using the npx, and you're on Windows. Oh, because this one usually yeah, I think you need to run WSL as administrator. So close WSL and then run it as an administrator, because compilation I think usually uses npx under the hood, which requires some permissions, and Windows is not really great on that, especially when you're using WSL. So try. I did install Forge on WSL. Workspace, I will try it for now. Yeah, yes, close WSL, open it as administrator, then try running the installation. Or alternatively, you can try, I don't know which command Windows uses for like a super user. You can try that command installing it when you're installing Forge install. So you can prefix that command. Okay, so when you're ready to, when you have run the test, so you have your private key, you have run the tests, then you run the deployment script, which I've showed you guys. So it's going to take a few seconds, depending again on your internet connection, and then it's going to output some of the details to the deployment.json file. So back to VS Code, just go to, I think it's usually these artifacts, build info, and then let me see if it's this one. There's usually a place where it outputs the let me just try and find it. Yep. So let me minimize. So in the artifacts, go to contracts, then incentive tokens.sol, and then you'll find, okay, it's not there. That's weird. Because it's supposed to put this in the deployment.json file. Which is let me try and find it. That. Oh, yeah, sorry. So it's at the root. So at the root of your folder. I was looking at the wrong direction. So this is after running the deployment file. This is the file. After running the deployment script, this is the file that will be outputted to you, and this has all the things you need to know about this particular token. So you can copy this, go to Snowtrace. I think I'm running also a bit slow on time. I need to be fast. Just go to Snowtrace. I think Joseph can share the link to this in the chat. So once you're on Snodgrass, click testnet, so that because we deployed our contract to Fuji, click testnet and then verify that you're human so that you don't get access to. And then you can see this is the contract that we have deployed. So 2 minutes ago. So we have been able to deploy this particular contract 2 minutes ago. So just like a good way to congratulate yourself that your contract is actually on chain, and you can make modification to this because Joseph mentioned that you can rename this and give it your name. So if you typed Silas, it will be here. If you typed Joseph, it will be here. And then the final piece of interaction that we're going to do is we're going to interact with the contract. And so on Fuji, so we're going to run that command. So in case it didn't populate your what is it called, your token address here, you can if the emission cap wasn't populated, you can populate it yourself from the deployment.json. Otherwise, you can just come and interact with the contract from this simple script. So we tried to make it as easy as possible for people to like deploy and interact with the contract and complete the quest, so that you're only running 2 commands or 3 commands at most. So you don't have to worry about most of the things. So the first thing is going to issue 1500 Duka rewards. This is again from the scripts. If you see the script, if you read this script, you can see what it will do. It will issue 1500 Duka, and then it will do a transfer. Maybe if there's a revert, it will do that. It will also approve. So like if you need to understand what the script is doing, feel free to read this in Rack.js file. So you can see that we have been able to do a few actions, so about 5 of the action. And when you go back to your contract and refresh this page, so the contract that you have deployed, you'll see that we have called a couple of functions: issue reward, set merchant, transfer, redeem. And these are the functions that were in our contract, as you can be able to see. So as long as you have this, you can proceed to submit the quests. The quest link is in the group. So if you just do as we have done tonight, the quest will be like pretty much a 2-minute thing for you. So just answering the question using AI and then pasting this link to the quest, and then like posting about it on X, and then sharing the link there, and then submitting the quest, and then you can view the leaderboard. So I think I'll stop at that so that I don't extend for an extended period of time. Otherwise, thank you for your time and happy coding. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Silas. I've actually just restarted my PC and was also following through, and all my commands have passed successfully. We can see here the first command that I ran, I compiled, had compile. Let me just minimize this. I compiled the contracts, and then all the 6 security files, they were compiled successfully, and then I ran the test. And then after now that I deployed, and as you can see, this is my issue address, this is my emission cap, and the incentive token. And then from also what Silas has shown you, a proof of which you can get, as you can see, saved in the deployment.json file, which is available at your root. And then after that, I decided to interact with the smart contract, and yeah, worked successfully. So now, and so if you're going to mainnet and you are deploying, and you are now deploying these contracts on mainnet, when you're deploying the smart contracts, you basically replace the Fuji with mainnet. So you run something like npm deploy, npm run deploy, mainnet. That is how you'll do it. But you'll also have to come to your .env and change the RPC URL from now the test, from the test now to the mainnet. Yeah. So the next thing that we'll be moving on, it's now the game jam. And this is, we're almost done with tonight's session. So the game jam is actually here. And okay, I'll just show this one. So from all that we've done through the very first session of this cohort, moving down to this last session that we've had, this is what you'll now use it and do your integration. So these are the logistics. So on Friday, sorry, it's 24th, the game jam is going to happen here at Blockchain Center. So make sure that you actually arrive early in advance, and then so as you can get to have good time, so as we can finalize on everything. And then we are going to have teams of 2 to 4, maximum 5 people per team. And then you'll start now building on the problem solutions that you guys are going to choose. So obviously bring a laptop. It's an entire night of coding, so it will be, let me not say waste. If you come without a PC, you'll probably be just napping throughout the entire night. It's actually nice. If you guys are debugging together, you guys are going to be running through this from a better perspective. Yeah. So these are the 6 problem statements. Okay. Let me just pass it to Lavender so she can resume from there.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Ronix, for just taking us through the technical side of things. I really am very, very excited about the Night of Code, the game jam that is coming up. And I hope that you all will actually show up IRL. So I am actually sharing my screen. I don't know if anybody can see my screen. Nobody can see my screen. Perfect. Thank you, James. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, George. Amazing. So I will just then invite you to scan this QR code. So once you scan this QR code, you want to do the last bit. Of course, we have our polls ready. And this time around, our system is working. So it's exciting, right? So I would love for you to just scan the QR code and then you scroll over. So if you look at the links that we have attached here, we have resources. So these are very, very important resources for you to start exploring. So when you click on the resources, you will see the Builders Hub, you will see the Telegram, you will see the WhatsApp links, and so many other information that you actually require. And then of course, right here, we have Explore Avalanche. So this is where you get started actually. So for everybody that is actually new, feel free to get started and explore the Avalanche ecosystem. Again, feel free to just drop us your email on the newsletter so that you can be able to receive our newsletters all the time that you post new newsletters. So give me some reaction if you scan the QR code and if you can see before I launch our quiz. Oh yes, amazing. So let me see. At least Okello, you have scanned. I see Immaculate, you have scanned. Nice. What about the others? What about you, Mwangi? What about you, Emmanuel? Please go ahead and scan. I see you, Adrian. Amazing. Love to see it. I'll see you, Lawrence, as well. Amazing. So once you are ready, give me some reaction, give me some confettis so that we could just kickstart the quizzes right now. Amazing. I see you, Ian. I see you, Joseph. You're ready. What about the others? Joel, I see you. You're ready. Nice, nice, nice. Anyone else who's ready? And please, I'm waiting for at least 10 people. Yeah, at least 10 people so that we can be able to, kickstart the quizzes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Love to see it. So one more minute so that everybody gets to be on the same page before I kickstart the quizzes. So don't worry, these quizzes are very simple, just 5 quizzes for you to just test your knowledge and see where you're at currently in your understanding, right, about building gamified systems. So I will also just quickly scan the QR code just to make sure everything is working well on your end. Right, so I know you could see the different links, you could see the Team1, you can meet the team, you can explore Avalanche, you can check the quizzes. So if you click on quiz, everybody click on quiz. Let me know if you've clicked on quiz. Yes, yes, yes. Give me reactions, guys, so that I can know, okay? So right now I'm just speaking in sign languages. Yeah, give me some reactions. Nice, amazing. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Joseph. Yes, if you can, if you're not in Nairobi, you can attend the game jam virtually. But I promise you, the in-person experience is much better, and you can attest to that. So I think most of the people are actually ready. Yeah. So I will then launch the quiz right now. So the quiz is started. It's okay. So the quiz has started. So check your phones. If you scanned using your phone, check your phone. And let me know if you can see the quiz because we have just launched the quiz. All right, all right. So the quiz is live. The quiz is live. Let's go. Just a few minutes so that you can then show the results. Yeah, so this one is a little bit different. So just 5 quizzes. Answer all the quizzes as we're getting there. And if you're lost, let us know. So Anthony, you're saying that your phone is not responding. Okay.
Let me just share. Let me share the link to the platform,
Yeah.
so as you can participate on your device.
Yep. I can actually just share that, no problem. I dropped the link in the chat in case anybody is having a challenge. Let me know if the link in the chat is working. By now, I think most of you are even finishing the quizzes. Once you're done, give me some reaction so that I can know how many people are still stuck and how we can help. Hey, Silas is already done. Ian is done. Emmanuel is done. Wow, we have our index ones, guys. Okay, let's give it some more, 1 more minute for everybody else to be done before we could show the answers and see who actually got the right answer. Okay. All right, so once you're done with the quiz, just give me some reactions so that I can end the quiz, but I'll give it like 5 more minutes for everybody that is trying to log in and set it up. Just 5 more minutes and then we could end the quiz. Again, if you're struggling to find the quiz, just scan this QR code. Let me know if you're facing any challenges, so that we can help debug. So most of you are actually waiting.
Sorry guys, this is the right link. Yes, that one. Once you click on that, you don't need approval.
Yeah.
Just click on that, and then once you click on it, head over to quizzes, start quiz, and then you start filling those 5 questions.
Yeah.
Let me see if you have access. Let me know. Moses, do you have access to the quizzes? Junior, George. Let me see some reactions if you've submitted. Junior, use the link that I've shared right now. There's a link I've shared in the chat. You can use that link. Moses, use the link that I've recently shared. Let me just reshare it again. Nice. I see George, you're in. Junior, I see you're in. What about you, Moses? Nice. We have like 2 more minutes, and then we see who got it right, who got those questions right. Okay, 1 moment to go. Ten seconds, and then we get started. Let us see. If you've submitted the quest, let me see some reaction. If you have any issue, okay, Okelo, nice. Sony, thank you. Immaculate, nice. What about the rest? Lawrence, nice, thank you. Ian, have you succeeded? Joy, thank you. Emmanuel, what about you? Emmanuel Ngogi, have you managed? Okay, Ian, maybe we can finalize. Okay, Junior, I see you're done. Joel, see you're done. Coach, brilliant. Have you managed? MJ.
Wait, quiz.
Sorry?
Is there a quest or the quiz?
The quiz. I'm talking about the quiz.
Yeah, the quiz, I'm done.
Nice. MJ, Melissa, let me see some reactions. Okay, Melissa, you're done. Nice. What about you, Vincent? Ivy, Vincent, nice. So I guess we're waiting on Coach and NJ. Okay. And also Daniel, Dennis Minor. I've seen you just joined the call. So what we're doing, let me just reshare the link. We are answering these quizzes. It's a set of 5 questions. So click on the link, start quiz, and then fill in the 5 questions. Enter your name and email so as you can see who's leading on the leaderboard so far. Okay, Daniel, you're done. Nice. Okay, back to you, Lavender.
All right. So everybody is actually done, right? So I can stop the quizzes and see the results. Ah. Ooh, nice. We have so many people actually, not everyone has completed, but let me just share my screen to see what's going on. Okay, let me share my screen. Cool. So this is everybody that is actually participating. So some of you actually it doesn't show the names, at least it shows the email. So I hope that you can create an account and so that it can actually show the, it can actually show your name. So these are the results. So I see the first person to complete was Vincent, and then we have Bad Manabi. Nice. You all have done 5 out of 5. Some have done 4 out of 5. Some have done 3 out of 5, but that's okay. I'll stop quiz now. And yeah, so let's go step by step. So for this one, I'll not share my screen because of so many admin things that you all are builders, so you might hack our system. Before I let that happen, yeah, it's just a new system, so we don't want to risk it, and yeah. So basically, just a recap of what you guys have been working on, or maybe you're wondering, is their answers correct, is the answers wrong? I'll just quickly go through it right now. So the first question was basically, what does OpenZeppelin's ERC20 give you for free? So most of you actually selected A, and the correct answer is actually A. So I think it's Joseph and Ronex was talking about OpenZeppelin, and OpenZeppelin's ERC20 is battle tested, right? Audited implementations of the ERC20 token standard. So when you inherit from it, you get this core functionalities out of the box. So there's no need to write them yourself. So some of the functionalities that you actually get include the balance of the address, the transfer to the amount, basically, I'll just give you some functionalities and what it does, right? So for example, balance of the address, it returns how many tokens an address actually holds. And then of course, transfer to certain amount, it moves tokens from the caller to the recipient. And approver, when you're spending the amount of money, whatever amount it's you're spending, then it grants a third-party permission to spend your tokens. And the transfer from functionalities, it executes a pre-approved transfer that is used by decentralized exchanges and contracts. And the total supply, it returns the total tokens in circulation. So other options are actually more likely like destructors, because it gives you none of these functionalities. So there's no redemption backend. That's your business logic, and no auto deployment, and definitely there's no free gas fees basically. And so yeah, so most of you actually selected A as the correct answer, and most of you are actually correct, which means you all are actually paying attention, which is good. And then for the second question, what does emission cap represent in the incentive tokens? the solidity that you've just been exploring right now. So some of you think A is the answer, but most of you think B is the correct answer, and most of you are actually correct. So the emission cap is the hard ceiling on how many tokens you can ever be minted. So think of it as an encoding your own loyalty program's budget directly into the contract. So why does the immutable matters? Because it prevents a program operator from quietly printing more tokens later, protecting both merchants and users from dilution. So it's the on-chain equivalent of a board-approved marketing budgets that no one can secretly increase. So most of you are actually correct, and that's really good to see. And so we only had like 5 questions. So on the third question, so the third question was largely around what actually killed most plate and economies. And I think Joseph started off by sharing more of this, right? So if you're in during the first few sessions, then of course you know the answer. So again, most of you actually are correct. So most of you think B is the correct answer, and you all are actually correct. Most of you are correct. So yeah, so basically, do I need to give an explanation of this? No, okay. But I hope that this is something that we're gonna be covering during the game jam. So just to give you like an overview of how the loop would actually look like. So high token rewards, machinery users farm and dump, machinery users farm and dump, and then now the token price falls, and it needs even higher rewards to attract more users, which leads to more emissions, leads to more dumping, that leads to debt spiral. So I know this is some tech jargons, especially when it comes to like the play to earn economies, and I think we will dive deep into this for our next session, just for everybody to understand, especially for those that are new to Solidity, new to building gamified Solidity systems, or just new to building on Avalanche. And then the fourth question, excuse me. So for the fourth question, in the redeem function, what happens to the tokens? So most of you think B is the correct answer, and most of you are actually correct. So so in the redeem function, what happens to the tokens? They're actually banned, shrinking total supply. So when a user actually redeems token for a reward, the contract calls the ban function. So again, these are mostly technical, when it comes to the functionalities and what's the ban transfer, why ban transfer instead of transfer. And I think just to give like a so what exactly Joseph is actually presenting right now, right? So why ban instead of transfer? So if you ban total supply, it shrinks. So basically, have a CF4, they will see real liability drop. But then when it comes to like the transfer to issuer, then the tokens actually re-enter circulation, which means liability stays murky. And of course, why ban are not transferred to issuer is because with ban, the deflationary pressure rewards loyal holders. When it comes to transfer, the issuer could actually remit or distribute opaquely, so which beats the whole purpose of blockchain. And then of course, when it comes to ban, why ban and not transfer, another reason is because with ban, you get the fully auditable on-chain. There's no trust required. But when it comes to like transfer to issuer, then it actually requires trusting the issuer who will not abuse the pool, right? So banning is what makes the token economically honest long-term, all right? So that's just a quick overview around it, but I think more of it will be shared during the game jam again. And then now on to the final question, which is the question 5. What is closed loop versus open loop really deciding? So some of you think A is the correct answer, while majority of you think B is the correct answer. So most of you are actually correct. So for this, the correct answer is whether the token trades freely, which means speculative asset, or stays marketing tool, is the single most important architecture decision for any loyalty token. So for example, For most loyalty and rewards program, closed loop is the safer and smarter default. So your emission cap and the ban mechanics make sense because you're not just trying to create a speculative asset. The moment a token goes open loop, then you've shifted from customer engagement tool to a financial instrument with all the compliance complexity that it actually entails. So you all are actually great at this because of how much we've gotten so many correct answers from this session. And in case you got any incorrect answers, no worries at all, because this is just a learning process. We are all here to learn and empower one another. Again, the game jam is where we will share more of this information, getting hands-on. This is where the rubber meets the road. So in case you're here and you feel like you've not understood something fully and you'd like to learn more and be able to, you know, compete effectively during this mini hack, then feel free to join us during the game jam this week on Friday, on 24th, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. East African time zone. It's overnight, so I hope we got that timing correct. And yeah, that has been me, and that has been a great session so far. Shout out to you all. Congratulations to everybody that actually stayed this long. And participated in these polls and participated in the session. You all are amazing. We cannot wait to see you in person very soon. And yeah, that's it from me. Again, I will share my screen so that everybody can just scan the QR code that I'm about to share and find these resources under the resource tab. So ensure that at least join our community, because we share more information in our communities, both on Telegram and on, both on Telegram and on WhatsApp. So I hope that you all are actually gonna be there. So let me just share this one more time, just to ensure that everybody got it. Okay, so if you just scan the QR code, you should just scan the QR code and scroll over to resources. So resources is just on my bottom right. So if you scroll over to resources, you'll find so many useful links for you to explore. Feel free to explore all these links. They're here for you, and hopefully you will get to interact in the Telegram chats. Yeah, so that's been me. That's been my session. Thank you very much, and shout out to you all. Before I hop off the call, it's important we actually take a group picture, because we like to keep tabs and sure to know who is actually consistently showing up for all these sessions. So if you can, please turn on your camera, because we just want to take a group picture and then call it a night. Okay, so give it like just 1 minute for everybody to turn on their camera. I see you, Okello. Shout out to you. I see you, Ian. Nice, nice. I see you, Joseph. I'm waiting for more people. Yes, so Lawrence, you are asking if the Riara event is still on, and yes, the Riara event is still on. So feel free to join us at Riara tomorrow. Yes, we will have our very, very great moments at Riara University. I see you, George. I see you, Ruth. Nice. I see you, Preston. Amazing. I see you, Immaculate. Lovely. Okay, so nobody else is turning on their camera. I'm waiting for you, Ivy, Coedge, Silas, Kelvin. What's going on? Okay, all right. Also, before I forget, everybody that has dropped in their GitHub username, you should receive an invitation by tomorrow morning. So please accept the invitation, join the GitHub organization so that you can be able to access the templates and every important resource. Okay, so without taking so much time, I'll just take the picture right now. Maybe the others are actually shy. Please don't be shy. It's a safe space, okay? Don't be shy. All right, so I'll go ahead and take a picture with everybody that has please turned on their cameras. So in the count of 3, 2, 1, I would love for you to just smile for the camera, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna take the picture right now. So in the count of 3, 2, 1, smile. Amazing. I'll take another one just in case I got someone on a bad side. Okay. I will take another picture now on a count of 3, 2, 1. Let's smile. Okay, and just one last one, just to confirm, just to get this right. Okay, so I'll do this again on a count of 3, 2, 1. Amazing. You all are actually, yeah, love it. So that's been me. Thank you, or day, depending on wherever you are. And God bless you all. And bye. Oh, it says share the GitHub link.